Alrighty, it is house update time. Apologies for all these clips literally being sit down chatty videos. You and me both can't wait for the exciting videos of like moving and house hunting and decorating and stuff. I can't wait for that. But this is the critical process. I feel like it's kind of informative. I don't know. Some people might find it interesting. This whole process for me has been a learning curve and just very insightful, and one day will come in handy when like I'm moving house or I'm selling a house, whenever the hell that will happen, but it's informative. So last clip I mentioned we were going to have a meeting with the agent, and that was probably like 2 weeks ago now. Anyway, I didn't really update after that because the whole house situation has been getting to Dad and I a lot because it's just frustrating. I don't know, it's just a really bad time to sell, but we're stuck on the market. Moral of the story, the meeting, we just kind of agreed to lower the price range so it becomes more appealing to people because it comes under the oh my god, English, under the 2 mil mark. So I mean, it gets more engagement, people are interested, looks a bit cheaper. Not that that's cheap, but yeah, the whole idea of it is to just bring new people in. We also changed our photo on realestate.com. So we did have the front of the house, and then a few weeks into the campaign we changed it to the pool. Now it's back to the front of the house, and yeah, there's been a lot more like hits on realestate.com, and apparently a lot of people like saving the property too, which is good. But yeah, the whole meeting we just kind of discussed, obviously with interest rate rises, and like I don't know what the percentage was that the market has dropped, but it's roughly like 160 grand in about 3 months. But once you start talking to people in the estate who have sold recently as well, everyone's in the same boat, and they're all kind of just saying like, don't worry about it, the right buyer will come, and the right buyer will love the house and not want to argue the price of it. That's that. We just had to kind of lower our expectations a bit and realize the market is not as good and not as easy. So plan of attack for the future now is our 4 weeks are up on like initial campaign. So now we're just keeping on the market. We've lowered the price range. We're still doing our open houses every Saturday, and then private inspections if people want to go that far. We did consider auction, but I think we've decided it's not really what we want to do. But yeah, the only dilemma we have is that our staging, we only had it for 6 weeks, and the 6 weeks is up this Friday, and Dad got a quote to see how much it would cost to keep it for another month, and it's just ridiculous. Like, it's not worth it. So we're getting our staging taken out next week. That is an update, and hopefully in a few weeks time when I have another update, it's some good news, because at the moment it's just repetitive and there's not much else I can tell you. Moving vlog. Okay, big update. It is early December, very early December, and we have some good news, everyone. Everything has happened so quickly. Yesterday we got our first written offer, which is crazy because I think we had like 65 different groups of people come through the house. Sorry, I'm just waiting in the car about to get my nails done, and I'm not gonna lie, this is a very dodgy area and I'm not comfortable. But anyway, yeah, 65 different groups. We've had heaps of interest, and finally we have had a written offer, and pretty much the agent just called us yesterday and he asked if we want to like meet up in the office or if he comes to ours. 10 minutes, he's at our place and he presents us the written offer. It was way below what we wanted. Actually, I think it was in that range that we lowered to, but it just wasn't what we would take. Anyway, everything kind of worked well with their finances and their agreement, and they wanted to do a 5-month settlement. I haven't really said where we're moving, but it's going to be a technical process because let's just say we're not moving in Victoria, and that's going to be a bit of a process trying to find the right place for us and stuff. So we probably do need that time, but that was what was offered, and had our meeting. We discussed in private, and then it's later, like in the night, and Dad calls up the agent again and says, hey, look, I'm really going to stick to my guns. I'm going to stick to my word and my gut feeling of wanting X price. I need them to bump it up. Agent's like, sure. Let's try it. Let's see if we can squeeze a bit more money out of them, even though that is a lot of money. We managed to do it, and we got another offer, which was really in our price range last night. It was in the bracket where we are really considering it, and like, this could be a goer. Obviously, Dad's going back and forth with his parents, seeing what they say. Anyway, we decided, we're like, you know what? It's still slightly short of what we'd really hope for, but we have to consider things. Like, this is our first offer out of 65 groups of people showing interest. So like, I think we just have to take it. We don't know what the market's doing next year, and we're just ready to sell the house. It's been up since the start of October, and it's now December. Like, we're over it. So we were like, bump it up another 10 grand and it's yours. And today the agent called them, asked them, proposed this offer, and it's sold. So our house is pretty much sold. Obviously we just have to wait till like the deposit, and like there'll be like termite inspections and building inspections before they go ahead. So there are things still up in the air. Once the deposit is paid, surely you're not going to back out of that because that's a lot of money. Then we just kind of have to wait until our settlement date, which I think is the 1st of May. I don't completely know. But yeah, big news. Our house is pretty much sold. Time for a moving update. I have an update and a half, and I just feel like I need to connect the dots and just really explain everything. So we got our furniture removed. You'll probably see that in my little Jan vlog that I did. I mentioned how we got our staging furniture taken out of the house. So that's been done. We've also had our deposit go through. Yeah, I think that's kind of it. Me saying there's so much to update on, and then there's like nothing. But to the whole point of connecting the dots. You guys are probably wondering, you're like, okay, we get it, KEELS, you're moving, you've sold your house, what's next? I haven't said what's next. Here is the big bombshell. Not only are we moving house, and this is the first time I'm pretty much moving in my lifetime. I moved, I think, when I was like 2 or 3. So that doesn't count. I don't remember that. So not only is it the first time moving, but we are moving interstate. Very scary, but very exciting. I don't know how to feel. But yeah, we are moving to Queensland. If you guys know like my family personally and stuff, you'd know that Queensland has always been on our list. Things were kind of getting more serious when I was in year 12 because it got to the point when I was looking at what university to apply for. I was looking at Bond University in Queensland. So things were kind of happening around then, but for others this is probably such a huge shock. It's something we've always wanted to do, mainly from like mum and dad's perspective. It was something they always wanted to do. When I finished school, it was the plan that like mum would close the business and we move up to Queensland because we just love the lifestyle. Most of you would know. My mum obviously got really sick with cancer and all of her treatments. It wasn't possible to move, although she would have loved to. If she physically could, she would have. So that's why Dad and I feel really confident in our decision that we're doing the best thing, because we know Mum would 100% back us and she wanted to do the same thing. Yeah, surprise, we are moving to Queensland. We actually have a little trip booked in Feb, and Dad and I are going up for like a week and a bit. We're looking at the Sunshine Coast. So if you don't know, because a lot of people I talk to do not know where it is. If you say Noosa, people know where it is, but there's the Gold Coast, then you got Brisbane, and then you got the Sunshine Coast. And we're looking there pretty much all throughout the Melbourne lockdowns. Dad and I were really doing our research and figuring out what spots in the Sunshine Coast we wanted to really look at. So we have places we're really interested in. So when we go up in Feb, which I will bring you guys along to, we're just gonna like check out little estates. And yeah, it's been a bit of a discussion. We really don't know what the hell is happening because we've never lived in Queensland, so we just don't know if it's for us. We really want to make it work, and we'll just see what happens. When we go up, we're going to look at a bunch of things, whether it's rentals. We don't know if we're going to do like a 6-month rental, 1-year rental, no idea. Apartment, townhouse, house, no idea. That is like the whole gist. We don't know what's happening, but the whole point of going up there is to figure out what we want to do. That's pretty much like the future. So it's going to be a massive learning curve. It's going to be lots of emotions. I'm already going through them. Already broken down a few times because I don't know what the hell I'm doing with my life. But yeah, that is the big secret, big bombshell, Love Island bombshell. We're moving to Queensland, baby. Good morning, guys. So today is Saturday. We're in the Sunshine Coast and we landed on, what day did we land? Thursday. So we had all of Thursday, all of Friday to settle in and look around, but today we're going to do a lot of like house hunting and look at all the open houses today that are available in the area that we're kind of looking at. It's currently 6 in the morning, dead set. You can't see. 6:01. I woke up at 5:30 and our first open house doesn't start till maybe 9:30 or so. So Dad and I thought we'll just go to the beach this morning, hence why I'm whispering, because it's so damn early. But we're gonna have a nice morning swim, go get some brekkie, and then come back, freshen up, and we'll go to our first house that's on our list. Thursday and Friday we looked at these townhouse like rentals, just like 2 different versions of them, but they're in like the same street kind of thing. They were okay, they were nothing fancy, they kind of looked better online. So yeah, like we've already started looking around. Those are some things we've checked out, but today's like the big day, so I thought I'll just vlog today because these are like houses to buy, not rent as such, but it'd just be interesting to go through them. Even if they're not really on our radar of being like potential homes, it'll just be good to look at them and compare and stuff like that. So yeah, that is today. I thought I'll take you along for the morning, go to the beach. Should be a really nice morning for it. And then obviously I don't know if I'll be able to record in the homes, we'll see what happens, but I'm sure I'll give you a fat ass update when we get back. 6 o'clock in the afternoon and a lot of time has passed. It was such a huge morning. It wasn't very eventful. Like it was and wasn't. The first open house that we went to started at 10. We were literally going from house to house non-stop until like 1 o'clock, and I think we managed to see about 6 or 7 houses all in this like one area that we're kind of looking at. Even though some of them were like on the lower end of our price range, we still just wanted to look and just, I don't know, it's really good to like compare. And yeah, some of them were definitely not our taste. Like some of them were just old fuddy-duddy homes that just needed so much work, but it was still fun to go through them. So yeah, I feel like the day progressively got better. Dad and I are looking at preferably as new as possible, but obviously that's not gonna always happen. Single story, modern, maybe like 3-4 bedroom, maybe pool, doesn't matter, and enough room for like 3 cars. But yeah, nothing's really like ticking our boxes. Like we know when we go through the one, you'll know it's the one. You'll just have that feeling and you can imagine yourself living there. And yeah, nothing today really gave us that feeling, but I don't think we were really planning for anything to give us that feeling so early on. I don't know, we're just not rushing anything. If it's not meant to be, it won't be, and we'll just try and figure out a rental. But I think this week we'll speak to a few agents, find what rentals are around, and yeah, hopefully that can like buy us time and the right one will pop up when it's meant to. We still did go in a few nice, like I reckon we went into 3 homes that were really nice, but yeah, just either they're like too big, or just like the area or the layout of the floor plan just doesn't make sense and they will require work. So I don't know, I feel like we're being really picky, but you're allowed to be picky. It's your house, and if we're moving state, you want to be excited to move into something. Me again, apologies that I'm in my bedroom and not really changing up the scenery of the vlog, or not vlog, house updates. I don't know, house hunting. Meant to be house hunting, not really working. Okay. Wow, she's bright. Yeah, so a few things have happened in between. I've spoken to you, but like also not really at the same time. We're feeling a little bit down at the moment. We haven't really had a successful week. We've been here a week today. And even with rentals, it's getting really confusing because rentals, like they only give 2 weeks notice or maybe like a month max, which is really hard because we're wanting to hopefully, you know, ideally, it'd be good to have something secured in April and then gradually move our stuff up. And then our settlement's the 1st of May, so then we're already out of the house and we already have our next place set up and ready to go. So if we could get something in April, that would be great, but nothing at the moment is coming up that would be ready for April. Everything at the moment they want like in 2 weeks time. Renting sounds stressful, and then also you're locked into a contract and all that stuff, and I don't know, yeah, a lot more difficult than what we thought, but this is how it's going. I'm gonna end up homeless. Anyway, that's an update. Still enjoying our time while we're up here and making the most of it, just eating out, seeing, oh my god, that was my wrist. Yeah, just seeing new things and enjoying it, but also, yeah, house hunting is not going well. I look bold. So you can tell I'm at home. I look like a boy. I never do plaits with my hair up because I just look like an egg. So I'm just showing you I have hair here. We got back last night and today is our first full day back at home. Sorry, I'm talking really quiet. There's nothing in the room and it just echoes so much. I just wanted to vlog right now because I feel like I haven't really shown the side of like things being really difficult. Like I've just been explaining the processes that we're going through, but it's such a hard journey. Everything just takes so long. Like it's not simple. Well, sell a house and buy a house. Like there's just so much in between, especially since it's like my first time moving and we're moving interstate. Just so many factors come along with it. It gets really hard because there's so many unknowns. Like moving to Queensland, like are we moving to the right area? Is there opportunity there? Is it something like that is good for us? Is it a good change? And like is it selfish that we're moving away from family? So like all these thoughts come up in your head and it literally consumes you. There's been a few times where I've broken down about it and had a massive cry because I don't know what I'm doing with my life. And this is more of like a personal update than a moving update, but we'll see if this even makes it in the video. I'm just working casually and I have a diploma in interior design, but I've been putting off working full-time because of the move. I just like, it's such a stressful thing to be doing, let alone working, and my first proper job. I don't want to like stuff it up and not put my everything into it. So like I've been putting my career on hold, but then also I'm like really questioning it and I'm like, is this what I want to be doing? Like yes, I have a passion for it, but I don't know, I'm questioning that. And I think it stems from like family having concerns if I'm gonna get work in the Sunshine Coast, and obviously it's not as busy as Brisbane and the Gold Coast, so like I understand that, but it's like really getting to me and I just don't know what I'm doing with my life. Like I just see people my age doing so much and I'm like, what am I doing? Like I feel like I'm wasting time. But it's been so hard not to compare myself to other people, and I know this is like my own journey, but yeah, I just want to express and show the difficulties of moving interstate. It's been a stressful first day back at home because like now is when we're making progress. We're trying to like book in dates of when we get a truck to pick up all our furniture, but then it's like we don't even have a rental to go to. So like I've been talking to Dad and now we're like, okay, maybe we'll need an Airbnb to just buy us some time to then get a rental, and then if life works well up there and we love it and we don't want to come back to Melbourne, obviously visit, but like if that's the place we're gonna live, then invest and buy a house. So yeah, we're just in limbo. Really stressful. You're trying to organize things but you have nothing to organize for because you don't know what's ahead. Like it probably wouldn't be this hard if we were just moving house in the same state, but I just think because we're moving state it is so much harder. That's my absolute brain dump. Anyway, let's hope the next time I talk to you we have some progression and we, I don't know, have like a rental in place so then we can get our life like structured and organized. That's my rant. Let's hope the next clip that you see is a step in the right direction.